Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. As always, if you like my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button and clicking the bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video. And once you're down there, go ahead and click on the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm suggest my content to new people. So, let's get into this, shall we? In this video, we are going to be doing a quick recap of the Star Wars Unlimited Legends of the Force livestream by FFG. This is a highly anticipated set. I know I am looking forward to it the most, simply because I have no idea what's going to be in it. Is it going to be Legends material? Is it going to be canon? Who knows? Just a quick reminder, this is a recap of the live stream. We are not going to be getting into the nitty-gritty details of everything. If you want the full synopsis and everything, I would highly suggest watching the live stream. I will actually leave a link to it in the description below. So, without further ado, let's get into what was announced, shall we? Star Wars Legends of the Force will be releasing July 11th, and the pre-releases will be on the weekend of July 4th. So, you can have a barbecue, go to the pre-release, watch some fireworks. That sounds like a fun time to me. The timing of this set releases will also mean that it is going to be legal in the planetary qualifiers. So, I really hope to see some Force decks there, maybe even some others. I will be very interested to see what decks are there. Let's get into the main mechanics of this set, shall we? The main mechanic of this set is the Force. It is going to be a token that you can only have one of at a time. You can get the Force token, and then you can use it to activate tons of crazy abilities. Some of which we are actually going to be taking a look at later on in this video, so stay tuned. During the live stream, they announced a new keyword called Hidden, which says if this unit entered play this turn, it cannot be attacked. Now, they did, however, specify that if you give a hidden unit Sentinel overrides the hidden ability. So, just be on the lookout for that. They also said that the hidden keyword will only be on command, cunning, and aggression cards. No vigilance. And this keyword is going to show up on sets moving forward, so be on the lookout for that. Let's move on to the bases, shall we? We will have 8 common bases in this set, 2 for each aspect, and all of them will have the ability to attack with a friendly Force unit. When you do, you gain a Force token. It's going to be called a different thing in the actual game terms, but that's how I'm saying it. Again, you can only have one Force token at a time, so it forces you to be smart with your Force tokens because you can't just stack them. And it was also teased that there will be some rare bases where you gain Force abilities a bit differently, which I'm very interested to see how those will play out. Something of note, there will not be any 30 HP bases in this, only 28. So games will be a little bit quicker, and you'll have to play a little bit smarter in draft. But I feel like that's a welcome change. There are going to be 2 spotlight decks for this set, a Qui-Gon Jinn deck and a Darth Maul deck. We have actually gotten a couple of the cards spoiled for each deck, so let's get into them now, shall we? The first deck we are going to be taking a look at is the Darth Maul deck. By looking at the first leader, Darth Maul, Sith Revealed. An aggression villainy leader with, on his leader side, has action. Tap him to use the Force, i.e. lose your Force token. to deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a different unit. Now, I do want to point out, they did touch on this in the live stream. If your opponent only has 1 unit and you have some units, you have to deal 1 damage to your own unit. There's no going around it. You have to deal damage to 2. So it does make playing Darth Maul a little bit interesting, but I think that's a really good card. On his flip side, we have 5 attack, 6 health. On attack, deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a different unit. So instead of his ability costing a force unit, you just get to do it on attack. And since he is a force unit, you also get to replenish your force to use it on something else. Looks like a really good card, really good leader. I don't know if it will really see play outside the Spotlight decks, but this is a pretty good leader. The next card for the Darth Maul deck we have is actually the base. Here we have the Vigilance base, so it looks like the Darth Maul deck will be an Aggression Vigilance deck, that's interesting. You can see that it has when a friendly force unit attacks, you create a force token. All of the bases are going to have that. So, I feel like that's going to be a really good card. Let's move on to the next card, shall we? The next card we have for the Darth Maul deck is Darth Sidious, an 8 cost Vigilance Villainy 6/8 with Restore 2, and when played, you may use the Force. If you do, defeat each non-Sith unit with 3 or less remaining HP. This is going to be a really, really good card in this set, because it's essentially a board wipe for non-Sith stuff. And especially with Darth Maul's ability, you can just keep pinging everybody for damage. So it makes the cleanup process very useful. This is a really, really good card. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? The next card we have is Drain Essence, a 2 cost Vigilance Villainy event that says deal 2 damage to a unit. The Force is with you, i.e. create a Force token. So this is an alternate way to get a Force token, and they did touch on this in the live stream, but I think this is a really, really good card. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? The next card we have is Darth Maul's Lightsaber, a 3 mana Aggression Villainy unique upgrade that says attached to a friendly non-vehicle unit. When played, if attached unit is Darth Maul, you may attack with him. For this attack, he gains Overwhelm and can't attack bases. This is a really good upgrade, especially in a Darth Maul themed deck, or just one that you have a bunch of Darth Mauls in it. It is fitting that this is in the Darth Maul deck, because it's Darth Maul's lightsaber. You have to have Darth Maul's lightsaber on Darth Maul. It's just a requirement at this point. So, this is a really, really good card, especially because you give him Overwhelm for this phase, so you're already going to be dealing damage to a base, ideally. So this is a good card. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? We have the Scimitar, Sith Infiltrator, a 4 cost Villainy Space Unit. 3 attack, 4 health. That says, while this unit is damaged, it gets +3/+0. I feel like this would be really good in decks that care about having your stuff get damaged, because this gets stronger. There's not really much to say about it. This is a really good card. Let's move on to the final card in the Darth Maul deck. The last card that was announced for the Darth Maul deck is Savage Oppress, Imbued with Hate. A 6 cost Aggression Villainy 9/6 with Overwhelm, and when played or when defeated, you may use the Force token. If you don't, deal 9 damage to your base. I feel like this is a gamble to have in your deck. If you have good ways of getting the force, I feel like this is a good card. But the fact that when it enters you have to pay a force, otherwise it deals 9 damage, and when it leaves you have to deal 9 damage. I don't know if you're going to be consistently having the force each turn, so that might be a gamble. Especially because with 9 power for 6, this is definitely going to be a target on the board. So, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think down below. Let us move on to the Qui-Gon deck. The first card in the Qui-Gon deck we have is Leader Qui-Gon Jinn, Student of the Living Force. He is a cunning heroism. With action, tap him to use the Force, and return a friendly non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Play a non-villainy unit that costs less than the returned unit from your hand for free. So, I feel like this is going to be a good card for any Sentinel deck, I think, because when it gets damaged, you can potentially bounce him back to your hand and then play him again. This is a good leader. It will be interesting to see how this works out, but yeah. Let's move on to his flip side. On his flip side, he comes out on turn 6, and he has 4 attack, 7 health. And it says, when this unit completes an attack and survives, that's a good note, you may return a friendly non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Play a non-villainy unit that costs less than the return unit from your hand for free. Alright, so this is the same thing with Maul, where it's the same thing as his flip side, but you don't have to use the Force to do it. And since he is also a Force card, you're going to be triggering your Force abilities. Yeah. This is a good card. I'm interested to see what the rest of the deck is going to look like. The next card in the Qui-Gon deck is actually the base. So, for the base, we have the Jedi Temple, which is, of course, a Force base, which is really cool that it's the Jedi Temple. I really like the flavor on that. There's nothing really much to say about that. Let's get into the actual cards, shall we? The first card that was spoiled for the Qui-Gon Jinn deck is going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, Protective Padawan. A 3-cost Command Heroism 3/5 that says when you play a Force unit, which does include him, this unit gains Sentinel for this phase. This is good in the Qui-Gon deck because you can consistently play a Force unit. So I feel like this is a good card to have in that deck. There's plenty of interactions you can have for it. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? The next card we have is Refugee of the Path, a 1-cost Heroism 0/3 that says when played, you may give a shield token to a unit with Sentinel. Again, this combos with Qui-Gon, this combos with Obi-Wan. This is just a good card in general, especially if you are playing a bunch of Sentinels. This is a really good card to play outside of the Spotlight decks, especially if you're playing something like the Chewbacca leader from set 1 that gives everything Sentinel. I feel like this is a good card to have because you can already shield your stuff. This is a good card. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? The next card we have is Anakin Skywalker, Force Prodigy, a 1-cost Cunning Heroism 1/1 with Hidden and Shielded, so he is going to be really hard to get rid of. Because not only does he have Hidden, which means he cannot be attacked the turn he comes in, but he also has Shielded, which means he cannot be damaged. Or he cannot be killed with damage right now. So, that's a good card. He's also a force, and he's also something you can balance with Qui-Gon. That's a good card. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? The next card we have is Qui-Gon Jinn's Aether Sprite, Guided by the Force. It is a 5-cost Cunning Heroism unique space unit. It is a 3/6, and it says on attack, the next time you use a when played ability this phase, you may use that ability again. This is a good card in any deck. Especially when you have stuff that says, oh, they use the when played ability. This is just a good card if you can run it. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? The next card we have is actually one that I am excited to see. Because I'm excited at what it means for the set going forward. We have the Stinger Mantis. Where are we going? It's a 5-cost Cunning Heroism space unit that is a 4/6. And when played, you may deal 2 damage to an exhausted unit. This is a good space unit, especially for Qui-Gon, because you can, let's just say you have a Qui-Gon Jinn's Aether Sprite down. You bounce that. You attack with it, bounce it with Qui-Gon's ability, and then put down a Stinger Mantis. And then you can deal 4 damage. So, this is a good card. But, on a side note, this is also a ship from Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. It gives me hope that maybe we will get some Force Unleashed sort of representations here. I do like this. This gets me really excited for the set going forward. The last and final card that was announced for this set, not for the decks, for the set, is actually one that I'm excited about. We have the Porg, a 0-cost ground unit and a 1/1, which is oddly good. You don't have to pay any resources for it. It is a 1-drop, or it's an any drop. But yeah, no, I like this card. I also like the artwork on it. The artwork looks so cool. This set is looking to be extremely good. But what are y'all's thoughts? Do you like this set so far? What do you think could be changed from it? Do you think FFG are doing a good job? Let me know in your comments down below. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, everybody. The next video we are going to be doing on the channel is going to be a review of the cards that I find interesting from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Be on the lookout for that, since the set has already been fully spoiled. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. See ya!